Hey everybody, hey traders. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. We're going to take this into the close today. It's around 328. Got about 32 minutes to close. Risk on, risk off market is giving us another pretty high directional day where we have the actual move of the day, ups and downs, volatility. We bottomed out at Friday's low. We ripped up quite a bit higher. We've had a pretty directional day overall, a lot of movement. So, look, risk appetite. I don't know if it's that, if it's just noise, it's just volatility. But this market is, I think it's just showing us like the upside risk that the market has is really strong. So, anyway, let's dive into it. We have today we're trading at 66.71. Just want to talk about the kind of the tail of the tape this morning. So this is based on the previous day's close. We opened up at the 100% ATR, bottomed out almost immediately, and also tested Friday's low. So there's your Friday low tested here, just absolute rip to the upside. We're going to see if this stays the course. But we had a 1.92% move to the upside. Now, I went back to the drawing board to kind of figure out, okay, what's going on with the overall move of the day. When we jumped into our daily profit play session this morning, I talked about a 1.3% move. So let's make a big note of this 1.34%. Okay. Plus or minus 1.34%. That's based on the VIX today. Okay. So I want you to see something here. This is where we had the close from Monday. This is the open today. Watch where we stopped 1.34%. So the opening price going down, price going up 1.34%. That did put in a bit of a ceiling today. Now, I've got some trades I'm looking to survive here at the close. Couple levels that I need. I need to see SPX is going to be less than 67 or 66.75. I want to see if SPX will be less than 66.74.25. And if I'm really lucky, SPX less than 66.35. But that's going to be a pretty dramatic drop here in the next 30 minutes. We'd have to see a big drop to the downside. So it looks like today, if I can survive the day, if we're below 75, below 74, great. Then we'll make some money here. So this would be, this trade is for a $1 winner. This trade is up to $4.25 winner. This trade, my max risk is 360, which is likely going to be a loss. So on the day, if I can keep prices, let's say the total today is SPX is less than 6, I guess 70. Then I keep $1, keep 425, and I lose 360. Okay, so I'd be up 525 minus 360. I'd be up about $160 on the day to survive today. So I could potentially win the day, which is not too bad. Okay, but I don't know. I mean, we still have another 28 minutes left. The market could go back up and retest the highs of the day. I'd like to see a bit more of a ceiling kind of respected for the day that we had this 1.9% rip. Call this price manipulation, call this whatever you want. There's clearly some shenanigans going on for, the VIX to be higher. I mean, we have elevated VIX. There's a lot of back and forth price action here. The VIX was down from 22, almost 23 points this morning, all the way down to 16. So, I mean, we had a drop of 16% in the VIX today. It's still up somehow, but it's down like 16% from where we started out this morning's trading. So anyway, I mean, look, this is the type of environment where there's not much you can do. There's really not. I mean, the market is ripping 1.9%. Even the VIX extreme should have been about 1.3 if market makers do their job. 1.3, 1.34 should have been about the max move on the day. And what is surprising to me is the fact that we are getting some of this risk to the upside, not the downside. I can totally understand the VIX is going up. Don't call the floor. The thing drops out from underneath like it did on Friday last week. But to have this market have excessive move to the upside, to have this market go excessively higher than the expected move, even with the VIX extreme, is kind of baffling. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm going to check on a couple of things here. I do have this, let's go 70 and 80. Right now, that trade should be offering some profit. So if I close this one here, I got into this trade for 425. It's offering about a dollar. So I'm up about $2 on the trade right now, which isn't bad. Isn't bad. Let me see if I can sneak in $200 here. Can this get down to, well, line in the sand is 66.70. If I can grab a couple bucks out of this one and keep it below 75, that'll essentially be risk free on the day. Okay, so let me keep an eye on this debit for a moment. I'll put this over on the other screen just so I can watch this. This is just some, last 26 minutes, pretty sensitive price action. Ideally, I like to see price below 66.70 and stay there. Okay, so if we can clear, I mean, even right now, if we can clear these lows around 68, 66 or so, we can keep going down. Let's maybe get down to like 60. Something like this to the downside would be pretty awesome. Just kind of figure out how to ham and egg the day and carve out a winner. Okay, let's take a look at currency strength in the day. Let's get a look and see where everything's at. The market went from about 40 plus percent advancing, 49% declining. Now we had about a 55 to 60% advance today. If we go to the heat map, so take a look at the heat map today. We have 70% of stocks advancing today. I mean, it's not Nvidia, it's not Mag 7. It's like broad markets just making a 1 day comeback. It's kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. Today's currency, the cluster of Swiss and yen and euro at the top. Aussie was extremely weak and coming back, but I don't know, some decent volatility. Looks like your Japanese yen, Swiss, and euro against the Aussie was pretty volatile today. Bitcoin made a nice recovery as well. Yeah, a little bit, little bit. I mean, Bitcoin is still off the highs, double digits, I believe. That is a 13% correction. Bitcoin's down still about 10% from the highs. I still think Bitcoin is, you got to give it some time. It's going to be volatile. We certainly should expect volatility. If we go to gold and silver, gold made some fresh all-time highs today. Look, I put in a lot of positions here between pulver alerts, dollar cost averaging, trades in project options edge. I have new trades. So here's what I did. So I took all profits on GLD, SLV, GC, SI, those are futures, CEF, PHYS. I took all profits on those positions. Okay, now I am adding new dollar. I'm just going to put new buy levels on GLD, SLV, CEF, and PHYS. Okay, so I have new trades in. They are pending. They are below price. I'm not chasing these highs. I know that price can go higher. Do I have any exposure on this gold run? At this point, not really. I have some shares of SLV still remaining, but I dumped my GLD based on a bar count and the stretch away move. CEF and PHYS. There we go. There's a freaking nice fall. There we go. You freaking turd. There. Let's go, baby. Come on, market makers. All right. Let me bring this back up. This is what I wanted to see. Freaking good. Gosh. Nothing like the last little bit of the day, huh? All right. Let's see if we can survive this bad boy today. So right now, I have the 70, 75 bear call that is going with the 65 and 64.95. So price just happened here. 70 and 75. Those are both. The heck? Hang on. That was quick. So the dollar credit that we took today, interesting. All right, so we got a trade in for $1. Just took 95 cents out of that trade. Actually, looks like the game somehow gave me bonus credit on that one. Let me check live price. Look at this mofo. We might even survive this first trade of the day. Good lord. All right, bear with me, everybody. This trade is now, we're down at 66.44. I need price to get back below 35. This is going to be a wild ride here. The max risk is 360. It still shows down, but this has to be improving a lot better. Let me see what this is trading for right now. Really? Still 390. All right, let me try the other trade here. I've got this one for a 70 by 66.80, so 10 wide. This is now up. So 460. That's a good trade. I'm going to close this thing down. 80 cents, 90 cents, 110. Price is clearly bouncing around aggressively. All right, 38. I'm in for 425. I'm going to get out of here for hopefully, see if I can get out of here for like 80 cents. 80 cents debit, 70 cents debit. Let's chase this thing down a little bit lower. Okay, we'll go 80. Fill to 80. All right. Here's the dealio. Pretty volatile stuff going on today, but whatever, man. Wild stuff. All right. So here's how the summary is. Our daily profit play. We had the 6670 by 6675 and the 6500 by 6495 for $1 credit. I just closed that thing for a 5-cent debit. So we're keeping 95 cents profit on the day. Okay. I have also a DPP trade that was a 6635 by 6640 and the 6510 by 6505. That trade was for $1.40. And right now that's potentially at risk for a $5 max loss, which would be $3.60 risk. Okay. If SPX is less than 6635 by close today, and we'll see, it's 12 points lower, but the way this thing's dropping, we'll find out. If SPX is less than 6635 today, we keep $1.40. So let's see if we get lucky. We get lucky on that. And the other trade that I put in is an SPX 6670 by 6680 for 425. And I closed for 80 cents. That gives me, what is that? 340, 345, 345 profit. Okay. So if we have 425 minus 80, up 345 plus 95, I'm up 440. The other trade, I can only lose 360. I'm going to net 80 bucks on the day regardless. If we somehow get lucky and survive this thing, then 345 plus 95 plus potentially $1.40. I mean, we could be up 580 on the day. So what a difference the close makes. Let's see what, and honestly, I wouldn't mind getting out of this thing at break even too. Keep an eye on this. Yep. So win the day is the goal. Win the day is the plan. And so far, so good. I can't lose on the day, which I'm happy with. Now I want to go in and see, can I get out of this trade I don't need to try to turn this into a winner. Even if this is break even, I know it's going to be volatile into the close, but I'm going to put this one. So we got $1.40. If we go, I don't know, this thing could decay so fast that maybe we can sneak out like $1 here. So if I get $1.40, gets out at $1, I still grab a small profit. Let's see what happens. I already have a closing order. That closing order is, where the heck did it go? This one, 35 and 40. This one for $1. All right, so I'm going to go replace order for $1. So it's already in. All right, that's fine. So that trade's pending at $1. The 20 and 25 is not going to fill. I'll cancel that one. 30 and 35 not going to fill. This trade not going to fill. This trade 70 by 80, not going to fill. All right. So all I'm managing now is the remainder of my daily profit play. If we get down below, I mean, this would be an amazing close for the day if we get back below 35. Okay. So DPP update. I'm just posting this for Telegram for members. DPP update in pretty dramatic fashion. The market is falling hard late in the day. Let's see if we can sneak a small loss or small win from the 6635 by 6640 fair call plus the 60. That was a 6505 then 6510 by 6505 bull put DPP trade one from today. I closed the wider out of the money DPP play entry $1, close for 95 cent or a 5 cent debit. And I closed a 6670 by 6680 bear call, 425 credit. Close for 80 cents debit. Okay, we're at 32 right now. Is this thing break even? All right. I'm just going to get out of this thing at break even. See if I can get $1.40. See if we get lucky on this one for break even. Trading for $1.90 right now. We need it to be below 30, 35. It is. Let's go. Come on, just give us some quick time decay. Give us a break even. It's really close. Look at this freaking market, man. What is happening? What is happening? Even right now, taking a small loss, I'm totally fine. I honestly, I mean, I don't want the loss because we're trading at 29, but a little fluctuation back up 5, 6, 7 points still puts me at risk here. So let's see if we can sneak out of this thing for a really, really small loss. We're up to 85 right now, 80 right now. We're trading at 29, so we still have 6 points of wiggle room. I'm just wondering, like, what on earth just happened for this like last little dump? Let's find out. Any breaking news? Anything that's going on? Fear gauge climbs. Wall Street's fear gauge climbs. Now it's back up to 35. Son of a biscuit. Shoot. We're probably going to take on some freaking heat now. All right. It's back up to 225. Darn it. Trump posted. I mean, is that a true statement or is that just what we're assuming? Okay. So I'm just trying to, I put this one in at a break even debit. So I'm in for $1.40. In for $1.40, trying to get out for $1.40. It's up to 250 right now, so I'm down about $100. But as long as price, our line in the sand is still 66.35. So if we're below that, we're still okay. If we come back to retest the lows, maybe around 25 or lower, Trump is speaking right now. Okay, let me see it. Let's go financial juice. Anything here? Fed Collins, downside risk labor market, prudent to normalize. This is what I'm seeing for live 1540. I mean, this is now. This is all happening now. So it looks like we have Fed Speaker Collins here. Inflation risks to become more contained. Tariffs will push up prices. Inflation should begin to ease. Policy remain restrictive even with more easing. Okay. Well, I mean, what do he post? I've never even been on this stupid site. I don't even know what this is. Truth Social. I'm not going to do this. All right. If anybody's got a tweet, let me know. Or a truth. I mean, it should be on Twitter as well, I think. You know, our pal Elon Musk brought him back in. So is this our official Donald J. Trump? Cool. Let's buy his son's book. That's 2 hours ago. I don't see anything that's happening right now. All right. I don't see it. If you got it, post it. I'm curious. Let's see. We're at 34.79. Gosh, it's going to be just one of those wild and crazy days. So here's the good thing. The reason I'm not just like pushing buttons and closing out for a loss is because I know I'm positive on the day. Now I can still lose $5 on this trade and still make $80 on the day. So if this ends up being like a fractional loss, I'll still do the math. But right now I've successfully closed out 95 and 345. So I'm up 440. The most I can risk on the other trade is 360. So hopefully this will end up working its way back down to a break even. We can still walk away with that full profit at 440 and end up winning the day. We'll find out. So my 60, it's a 66.35 and 66.40. So for above 40, I'm taking on full risk. Over 35 or lower, it's full profit. Break even's obviously fine, but it's going to come quick here in the next 10 minutes. I mean, they haven't been buying soybeans at all. They've been one of the biggest buyers of soybeans. Now they're not. I just talked to my brother lives in central Indiana, and that's like one of the biggest things is all the farmers. It's too late, man. This whole thing of like it's kind of too late for the farmers. I mean, I don't know what the government's going to do outside of hand farmers checks and try to make up and say, hey, sorry, we effed up your entire buyer, because that's what it is. I mean, it's been a steady buyer. Now they're not, and it's like you can't back that up. It's gonna have to be like a bailout situation. So anyway, not fun, but crazy volatile. We'll see if if it's correct. If there's anything that True Social, so be it. But it's just noise, man. The reason I posted this here for the day is risk on, risk off, block out the noise. Is when you look at this price action. Okay, this is noise, all of it. If you zoom out on this chart, okay, zoom out on this chart. Does this look like something that's breaking right now? This is a tiny little blip in the all-time highs, you know? So it's just when you get into the trenches in zero DTE and you're watching this, back and forth crap every single day, it's like, look at this. This market from Friday was down 3%. From the gap open Sunday to Monday, the market was up 1.72. From the gap lower today, the market was down 1.65. From the rally off the lows today, the market was up 1.9. The market has dropped in the last 20 minutes about 0.8%. You can't make this stuff up. Like, this is just wild and crazy noise. So we've got 9 minutes left. Let's see if price will settle. I don't know. We'll see. So the good thing is, like I said, I can't lose on the day. I certainly don't want to take on more risk if I don't have to. But I'm going to see, possibly this market can still get less than 66.35 by the close. If that's the case, maybe I'll sneak in a few more bucks. We're trading for $3 versus 5. I need price to drop about 5 points and stay down there. The low is 26. So if we get down to the recent low, that's 9 points clear. See if we can get there. Okay, we're at 40 right now. Could we do a quick? I mean, what's an 80 offer? Probably nothing. 80 calls, nothing. Anything on the put side at 6,600? No. I mean, there's nothing left today for the last 7 minutes. All right, it's kind of the all or nothing. This is what's still running here? 6690. Oh, that's the iron fly that I did for double ups. That's going to be a loss of like 60 bucks today. All right, Larry, how you doing, man? Sounds like you had some pretty big swings going on. So what's happening with your accounts? Okay, I'm going to move this chart alarm. That's the low from here. I'm going to set a chart alarm at the just this recent poke low 5 or 10 minutes ago. See if we can survive that 35 level. 6 minutes left. I mean, even that swing was pretty crazy. Market's up 52. That's more than the expected move on the day. I'm hoping they kind of keep it within that. That's what would be lovely. I think we had a plus or minus like 40, 45 in the day. Even from the open, it was up 52. So what would be, I mean, 40 plus points is like we're right there. I don't know. We might get lucky on this. We might get lucky. I'll put it at break even. I'll watch this one. This could be a quick move down to $1. All right. I'm going to move that debit down to 40 cents and see if I can squeeze out $100. Price has to fall, but we'll find out. So are you talking about the double up, Jeffrey? The double up, yeah, that can expire worthless. It's just going to settle for a minus 65 cents. Yeah, that'll be a small loss. All right. So we'll put our mojo together. See if we can get down to 35 or 30. Prices hanging in there at 40 and change. Like to see a retest of that 26 low. Maybe sneak in some very quick profits here in the final 5 minutes. If it's in between 35 and 40, that's a partial loss. So we'll do the math at the end of today's session. So the good thing is we got to win the day. We're not trading in between the 50 percenters and live trades. Possibly a one loss, one winner. Maybe we get lucky. Okay, we'll see. Larry, what's your line in the sand? What do you need? What price you looking at? You doing that 35? We'll see, man. That was a sharp drop here in the last 20 minutes or so. So from 75 to 25. I mean, look at that crap. That's 50 points in 20 minutes. So, I mean, usually the market kind of bails that type of move out, but I mean, for the next 4 minutes, it'd be sweet just to trickle on down towards 30, 26, 25. But we'll see. I'm out. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so that'll cash settle here in a few minutes. We've got 3 minutes left, so this bell might ring before I have a chance to really see it, but looks like we're above the strikes right now. If we're above 40, that's a full loss. If we're in between 35 and 40, that's a partial loss. I'm still positive on the day. It would have been nice to hang on to that full 70 by 80. I closed out for 80 cents, is trading for nothing. That'd have been a full 425, which would have been a great win. So obviously got out early to protect some profit, but I'll take the 345. Okay. So anyway, where's this put us for tomorrow? Well, we clearly have a lot of price action, very little direction, and unfortunately, that is what noise looks like. There's our high, there's our low. We now have, yesterday was very boring and today was very volatile, but it's still nowhere. Look at this price action for today compared to Monday's price action, very different. Lows, highs, but where do we finish? Exactly in the same spot, you know. So it's just one of those like noisy days. Are we going to go take out the high? We're going to take out the lows. That's a big question mark. I wouldn't be surprised if the market is somehow noisy, choppy, but still doesn't take out highs, doesn't take out lows. I think there's more risk to the downside if we break the floor, if we actually take out those lows from Friday. But obviously today was a pretty interesting defense of that level. Okay. So net on the day, let me get this in the tracker. We have 2 minutes left. I don't think we're going to drop 10 points in 2 minutes. So I'm probably going to take a loss on that 35 by 40, which wasn't a huge loss. I mean, we're in for $1.40. Our max risk is 360. Take that loss. We'll take the winners elsewhere. I'll do some more analysis here too. Currency strength, Swiss yen, euro on top, dollar baseline, Aussie, New Zealand a little bit weaker. Price action still, one thing we didn't do, even looking at this on SPY, we still haven't hit the 50-day. The QQQ, we still haven't hit the 50-day. This is why I think there's still some more downside risk here. Not a ton, but if we're going to bounce hard at the 50, there's still a chance to actually poke those lows. I'm wondering if we get there this week. Okay. And if we go through the 50 period, then, just be mindful that between the 50 and the 200, this could be a very realistic correction. That all this does is you take a low, you take a high, and you look at the 23% pullback, the 30% pullback, the 38% pullback. All these are reasonable pullback levels, and that bounces right back off of dynamic support. So, all right, there's our settle on the day, 66.47. So it looks like I took a loss on the original one for 360. That sucks, but it is what it is. Still positive on the day. So 40 minus 360, up $80 on the day. I'll take it. All right, so we'll get this updated in our live trades. Okay. All right, so I'll update the tracker. 10, 14, crazy day, man. I mean, I was literally just annoyed and perturbed all day watching this thing go. Just all right, we live again. AV confirmation. $66.05, $66.05, $66.05. All right, I think we're back. Sell 6635, call. Five wide, $1.40. Exit was full loss, so minus 360. Risk was 360. Okay. Then SPX, the other trade, 1014 expiration, 67. We did a 66.75. That one filled 5 wide. Five, 6, 6, 8, 0. Okay. So 3, 4, 5. All righty, we're back. So tracker's updated. We're still at 89.2%. We won the day. I'm okay with that. But wild and crazy stuff. All this in a wild and crazy day. Now, I do want to know. Um, I didn't really look at the trade this morning, but I'm very curious. Had we started out the day with a inverse iron condor, what that would have looked like? Because clearly, price, and this is what's kind of crazy, is had we started that trade early in the morning. Okay, so let's say we're at 81. We have downside here. I don't know. I have no idea what the trade would look like, how wide we'd have to go for that dead zone. But if it was like a 20, 25, 30 point dead zone, even that was still annoyingly close, but that would have been something you want to close out here late in the day. So if we started out that trade for the morning, that dead zone would have been a much better close for profit up here and not having to deal with this afternoon drama that happened late in the day. But anyway, we'll come back and check this all out tomorrow. I mean, from open to close, this is what's going to be. I feel like the market makers still did their job technically, even though it was a last ditch effort to do so. But we opened up around 66.02 and we settled at 66.43. The plus minus in the day, if I'm not mistaken, was around a plus minus 45. So they technically, from this open to this close, satisfied this. So kudos to them, and what a dump late in the day. So unfortunately, we got stuck on one of the trades with the 35 by 40, but we also chewed into a decent amount of credit, so we had a smaller risk, and then had a full win on the other one. And then I took and I was fully embracing this risk, which I didn't love. I took this trade up here for 425 credit, and it would have been a full 425 with that price drop, but I took most of it with the 80-cent debit close, and I did it within about 20 minutes. So that one worked out okay. And had I not done that, then I would have ended up taking a small loss on the day, which point is still very manageable. So lesson of the story. I mean, really, it's this. If you trade 0DT, the lesson is risk management and trading small is the name of the game. Because these crazy intraday swings, when the market doesn't cooperate, look, we didn't do anything wrong. We followed the plan. We had some of the extremes on the day. Okay. So when we come into trading tomorrow, look, the VIX is still elevated at 20 plus. We had a gap lower today, came back in. So there's two ways I'm looking at this. If we use it from the close, right? The close of the day before, we were down to the 100% ATR. I mean, I would have wanted to see this morning, could we have done a 150 ATR or a 200 ATR? But the VIX box is what threw me off this morning. That's why I adjusted it this morning during daily profit play. Because with this push lower, we were literally at the VIX box low. So I shifted this between, this is what the kind of standard daily profit play would look like. But I shifted it relative to the open today, which is around, this is an open around 65.90. That looks way different than what I have. I've got an open here on my dynamic trends at 66.02. That's a 65.91. Let me update this indicator. Let's go 65.91 and see what this VIX looks like. Okay, now there's my center price. And here's what I want you to see. Can everybody see that if this is where my center price is, the open today, can you see that my VIX box high was actually the ceiling? And did we get down to the VIX box low? So it was defended. It was defended. And this is why I built this indicator. Okay. Because right here at literally the top of this level with this crazy gap, it was exactly the VIX rule of 16. Rule of 16. So when we calculated our numbers this morning, that was our top. So the better trade would have been don't take the 15 delta, but rather use the VIX box, generate the premium, and take that dollar and walk away with a full 95 cents today. That was the better trade, you know? So, lesson learned, like let's consider that for tomorrow, even though because it was a wild and crazy volatile day, tomorrow might be a nothing burger. I have no idea. All I know is that the VIX is over 20 and there is some price action that is happening day to day. But today, give the market makers credit. They did their job. Prices stayed within the plus minus that was posted this morning. VIX box levels made sense. Let's get the close of the day, 66.44. So I'll take a screenshot here, post it in the tracker. Closing price was 66.44. So pretty wild and crazy day. Now we'll go update this for tomorrow. 66.44. And with the VIX around 20, this should give us just over like a 1.2, 1.3% move. VIX is 20.78. So we're looking at about a 1.3% move tomorrow if it's contained. 1.3% puts us up around 67.30. 1.3% puts us down to the lows again, around 65.55. So we have potentially a range tomorrow, this being the low and 67.30 or so being the top. Yep. So those two levels could be potentially like highs and lows of the day tomorrow. Okay. Now it would be easier if this is a flush, a flat pattern, and this is kind of hinting like this late day charge here is kind of hinting at this market is going to try to revisit the lows. If we break this floor, all I'm looking for is symmetry. You can see it right here, corrective symmetry 64.60. That is based on this high to low, lower high to lower low. It's based on symmetry. So do we get there? Well, if we take out tomorrow's low around 65.50, we can possibly get down to 64.60. It's just following a measured move. Okay. But I wouldn't be terribly surprised with no data, no inflation numbers, no jobs, no anything. Maybe it's quiet on the Fed side. Maybe it's quiet from Trump tomorrow and the market doesn't do anything and it's just right here in the middle of this noisy range. We're not breaking highs, we're not breaking lows, noise. Okay. So we will try to tackle the market tomorrow and see if we can put in some wise trades. We did at the end of the day. One thing I want to note, we did also put in a negative gamma at the end of the day. So if this carries over, more negative gamma to kind of drum up some volatility tomorrow. So big old TBD. So overall, how did we do? Did we survive the day? That's the most important thing. So pretty dramatic. All right. So DPP update. So DPP summary. Survived the day with a win. $1. So entry, $1 credit. Close 0.05 debit. Entry, 140 credit. Closed $5 debit. So 360 loss. And entry 425 credit, closed 80 debit. Okay. Terrible day into a great day, says Larry. Well, I'd rather have that be the ending than not. Terrible day into a great day. Yeah, that's not bad. Always like to end on good days. Great days are even better. Okay. Thanks for being with me today just to come in and survive the close. This certainly was not what I expected to see at the end of the day, but I don't care. Market makers still thumbs up to you guys for doing a great job. They did it. Plus or minus 45. We end up being about 42 to 43 points. So just by the skin of their teeth, but from the open to the close, we still got it. And now we'll see what's left. We'll see what happens for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Structure wise, not much is changing. Is it this swing? Is this a flat pattern? If it is, maybe we come back and retest the lows. Like I said, tomorrow's high could be up to 67.30. Tomorrow's low could be back down to the lows. Possibly just brace for more noise. But if we finish the day, either with lessons in the market, profits on the day, come back and trade again tomorrow. I'll see you then. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Let's come back and grind tomorrow. Where'd my charts go? I guess they're broken. So tomorrow morning, daily profit plan, 9 a.m. Eastern time. If you'd like to join me, I'll post the links here. So you can opt in to join me for my daily sessions. Daily profit plan, weekdays, 9 a.m. Eastern time. There's the link. If you'd like to join my Telegram channel, all are welcome to join. Chris Pulver, Telegram. There we go. Cool.